Hey guys, so I wanted to do a quick video talking about defending the double underhooks or stack passes. It's one of the most common passes in Jiu Jitsu, and it's very different defending than a lot of normal guard retention stuff. So I just wanted to do a video going through the main ways the guy's going to attack and the main ways to defend it. Okay, so there's a lot of different variations of this pass, so I'm just going to go through one at a time.
Okay, so the first thing is if my opponent gets my hips,
First thing I like to do is
to try to grab both sleeves and stiff arm, and I make my legs wide and I try to keep my hips as heavy as I can. Because for him to do any stacks, start stacking me here, he has to start lifting me up off the floor and getting my hips up and put me on my neck, right? So when I control the sleeves and I walk back, so start getting close, see, I can kind of do this. And the more he postures up, it's easy for me to loop my foot in. Come back down. If he tries to stall and he just kind of keeps his head low here, I'm going to stiff arm and walk back. I keep my legs wide. And when the time's right, I'm going to put one of my hamstrings on his shoulder to push to create space. And now I can loop this foot through, okay? So if you have the flexibility, sometimes you can go straight through. If you have less flexibility, what I do, keep your head down, right, is I push and I throw my shin all the way through. It's a little bit easier. Be careful not to kick your opponent in the face, but a lot of times you'll get through. Once I get through here, if he tries to continue forward, I can go to a triangle choke, or I can just frame and push and get my legs out. I don't even have to continue with double sleeve. I can now let go and start pushing. Okay, the reason the both sleeves is so important here is because often your opponent is going to try to take this hand and come across to grab the lapel, which I'll show how to defend in a second. But when I'm here like this, as I stiff arm and I walk back, so you start trying to make the grip across. See, I can stiff arm and push, right? So you're blocking him from being able to progress. So defensively, this is really good. If you find this one's hard or you're a little less flexible, sometimes getting one thumb in the collar, one on the sleeve can be a little bit safer, because now I'll start trying to lift me up and stack me. See, I can keep his head down. See, try to stack me, right? See, I can keep his head down and create distance with this, but it can be a little bit harder to get your foot in. I think this one's illegal now in the IBJJF, but if you're in the gym, sometimes you can snake your heel in the back of his head or the collar like this if he's stalling, and you can kick like that real quick to loop your foot in. That's a really good one as well, okay? If your opponent gets his arm across and grabs the lapel, if he's gonna get this across, it should just be low. You should always be able to, as he's doing this, make your leg heavy by extending so he doesn't get a really high grip. If he gets a super high grip, it's a lot harder to deal with. We're not gonna worry about that. So as he's going across, I feel it, but he gets the low grip. This is still really hard to get rid of. So as soon as he gets that low grip, I'm gonna go over the back on the same side. I pull this lapel tight, now I double grip, and as I extend this leg straight, it's gonna rip that grip off. Once I do that, I can go back to the sleeve, stay tight, and I can start wiggling back, trying to find the space to loop my leg in to start getting back out. Okay, so some guys are gonna try to do more the slow control style where they get the hips and they work across the lapel, and we just worked on defending that. The other style is guys, when they go to this position, they're extremely fast in everything they do, okay? So they don't get control. So what that might look like is like right when he gets under, instead of even grabbing the hip, he kind of grabs your thigh and he tries to shuck this over really quick and pass, okay? When that happens, sometimes you don't have the time to get both sleeves and try to control. He just comes through really quick. So if he shucks it, if I'm already away a bit like this and he goes for here and he tries to shuck this over really fast, it's usually easy to get behind this elbow or the wrist and frame. Once I go here, if you just want to defend, I can get my shin near the armpit, push, come back out, and I'm back into open guard. If you want to be aggressive from here, sometimes you can come up, and if he's really too persistent with it, you can even try to go to the back. But if nothing else, that frame will defend when they try to shuck through really fast, okay? So again, we're here, he tries to shuck over really quick. Boom, I push there, frame out and go, okay?